Wakenya, I think this Kenya Pipeline Company is the biggest scandal to have ever happened in our country. Why am I saying so? Who was the whistleblower to the Kenya Pipeline Company scandal? No one. Are we together? Hao ndio walijiripua wenyewe. Why? Because walikuwa wanajua hii kama hii deal Wakenya watagundua, my friend, this Kenya will go into flames. Watu wataenda kwa street. Waka time when Kenyans had a boxing match organized by comedians so that Wakenya wengi wanaweza choto akili during over the Easter. Hiyo ndio deal itaripua. Kwa sababu hao wenyewe ndio walilipua that deal. Si ati mtu alihuisobro venye tulijua Adani, hao ndio walihuisobro wenyewe. Alafu wakangoja ikakuwa during Easter, whereby nobody is interested in politics. Hapo ndio italipukia. Wakenya mnaweza kumbuka the multi-billion scandal yenye tulikuwa tunaongelea hapa venye Ruto tu alichukua government, ilikuwa inaitwa government to government scandal. That was the biggest. And that is the reason why Ruto alienda akarihaya ule managing director wa Kenya Pipeline mwenye alikuwa amewekwa ndani na Uhuru kwa sababu ya corruption. Ruto akamtoa jela, akamweka akakuwa managing director wa Kenya Pipeline kwenye pia alikuwa ameiba a lot of billions. Akamrudisha hapo ndani. Ndio akaengineer hii government to government deal yenye sahi wamelipua, ndio Wakenya waskai kuja kuigundua, na wakalipua Easter, na wakalipua time Kenya kumekuwa na sarakasi. Kwa sababu that was not boxing. Ilikuwa sarakasi sijui ya manjembe na mambavu when Kenyans mind imekuwa like they are not in political mood. Wako ka holiday na wako some games. Are we together? Wakalipua. Then atikuonyeshana deal is not big, alafu over 500 million zikatolewa kwa nyumba za watu. Kwa nyumba za watu. Do you know what is 500 million? Si pesa kidogo, but in Ruto's government, hiyo ni pocket change. Kwa sababu we know them in corrupt scandals of billions. 500 million ikatolewa kwa nyumba za watu. But all of a sudden, ikavanish in investigation officers' hands at a senior politician in this country ordered that money apelekewe. Are we to get a senior politician? Who is that senior who can order pesa iko mikono ya investigation officers ipelekwe kwake? Your guess is as good as mine. So, I'm telling Kenyans, as kesho watu wakirudi job, tukimalizana leo na Easter, my friend, I want Kenyans of goodwill tuanze kuchimba hii government to government deal. Because usidanganywa ati Ruto anapigana na corruption, my friend, unless you are stupid, unless you are mad. Ruto ndio alienda akachukua that managing director Sang, akamtoa sell time alikuwa amewekwa na Uhuru kwa sababu ya billions of money yenye alikuwa amebeba huko Kenya Pipeline Company, akamweka managing director. Immediately kukakuwa na one of the biggest scandal, lakini kafichwa na tukaongea hapa watu wakasema tunapiga siasa. Ilikuwa inaitwa government to government deal. Na ndio hii unakuta mpaka ati mtu Kenya biggest scammers, ati mtu ana resign hata hajapelekwa mahali, anasema a resign in advance. And that might be the also a reason why watu waliuza Kenya Pipeline Company. I'm telling you, it can be the reason why Kenya Pipeline Company was also sold to cover this mega deal that was done. Hapa juzi niliwaambia, I have some information that some politicians, especially huko Rift Valley, watu wako na vault. Unaona vault? Uko chini umechimba shimo na unaweka machuma, umeficha pesa hivi. That's why I'm telling you, there is no money in the economy, and there will be no money in the until Ruto goes. Are we together?
I couldn't agree less with Chege Majuisa, who is a very strong supporter of Fred Matiang'i. There is a sentiment that he said over there that you cannot be duped that President William Samoei Ruto is fighting corruption unless you are stupid and mad. That is very true. In another instance, whereby he said it's one of the high-level politicians that ordered the 500 million that the DCI officers had retrieved from the houses during that fuel scandal be taken to him. Now, he says his guess is as good as hours. Now, he doesn't want to mention the name, but Rigathi Gachagua did mention the name, and he said it was William Samoei Ruto. Now, it turns out to be true, even when the DCI was addressing this issue in a letter, they never mentioned about the 500 million, meaning it could be true. Another thing that Chege Majui said is what I call the dead cat theory. It is them who brought these to the public limelight. During that boxing match between Bavu Destroyer and Majembe. Now, this was very tactical because while Kenyans were distracted in other activities, that is when they decide to give in this information. Now, you might be duped that President William Samoei Ruto is fighting corruption, which he is not. Dindi Nyoro himself did say this was somebody eating what belongs to someone. And I quote, maybe not verbatim, but he said it was a case of vijana walikula mali ya mzee. No, mzee here being William Samoei Ruto. Now, there's a very big scandal in this so-called G2G transaction that we really as Kenyans need to dig deeper. Our country is being plunged and thrown into the dogs. This nation is being left with nothing. The public coffers, everything is being stolen, courtesy of Ruto's regime. You would ask yourself, why would someone put in 500 million whereby their salaries, including their allowance, barely touches 1 million Kenyan shillings? And this is one person who was jailed during Uhuru's tenure, but when Samoei Ruto took power and jailed him, and took him in the same docket that he was accused of embezzling funds over there. Now, we see Ruto also having in his cabinet persons whom have both been accused in the court of public opinion and also in court of law with issues drug trafficking. We're talking about Ali Hassan Joho and William Kabogo. Now, this is a person you want to tell me that is fighting corruption? Absolutely not. Anyway, heading towards the 2027 general elections, Kalonzo Musyoka feels like the IEBC is again planning to rig the 2027 elections. Here is Kalonzo Musyoka.
They will recall those commissioners led by Chairman Ethcon that we challenged them to act independently. And also sometimes, not sometimes, independence does not exclude consultation with stakeholders. And the stakeholders are Kenyan voters. And if you ask yourself that they say anybody who voted before 2012 should go and register again, do they not recognize, do they not realize, IBC, that those same voters voted in 2013, they voted in 2017, they voted in 2022, and they were registered voters. So what exactly are you trying to do? To deal with this new challenge, as a united alternative government, we are convening, I think Monday or Tuesday, we are still consulting. We are convening to actually deal with this matter because we think it is marks of mischief and lack of transparency. they must remember that one of the cardinal issues about holding a general election is they must be transparent, verifiable. So they're already making the matter of whether these elections will be verifiable in a serious doubt. So we are not taking this lightly. Along, of course, with what we wrote to them, we are in court about Smartmatic. We are saying that software provider, because this is all about Smartmatic, they have to quickly allow them to exit the scene, because the country cannot deal with another election of a stolen nature. It will not happen, not in this country.
Well, what's your take on that? You know, there is one guy who always do some good analysis. I also watch him, known as Smil. And he did say, Edokon is a relative to a senior person working in a state house. And that person is a proxy of William Samoei Ruto. So basically, Ekon was not put there to bring free, fair, transparent and verifiable elections in 2027. He was put there to announce William Samoei Ruto as the winner come 2027. And we could at least see the signs. In Swahili tunasema kwamba dalili ya mvua ni mawingu na isifu ya mvua imemnyea. Like, if you wanna do something already, there are signs that it can be done or not. Anyway, that's my take. I could be right, I could be wrong. Give me your thought in the comment section below. If you love content of this nature and you're watching from my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe and press the notification button. So anytime that we are live or we upload content of this nature, you'll be the very first person to be notified. Ahmed Khalif is my name for the Unscripted Talks here in Dab Radio. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuhu.
Kwa timba kali za Afrika, Dab Radio ndio mpango mzima.